Do you want your accuracy to be like this? Do you want your colours to look like mine? And do you want the best audio settings? Well, you've came to the right place, so let's get into this. Okay, I'm going to show you guys my settings now. Let's start with controller. So aim and input device, obviously controller. Edit button layout, so if you play tactical or stick and move, it's good, but I actually play claw, so I haven't messed around with this, so I've just got mine on default. Button ping, I've just got mine off. Same with flipped. I actually don't play flipped. It is good though, like I would recommend it, but me personally, if you want my settings, I don't play flipped. Stick layout preset, I've just got it on default. Vibration, make sure you have this off, it can be distracting. Same with the trigger effect. If you've got haptic feedback on your PS5 controller, you want this off. It's not going to be helpful on multiplayer. So dead zones, this is where it gets a bit tricky. So it depends on like how fresh your controller is. My controller is fairly fresh. I got it like a couple of months ago. So I've got my left stick min on 5, and I've got my right stick min on 5 as well. This is just personal preference. It just depends on like how your controller is. If you've got stick drift, make sure you bump this up a bit. My left stick max is on 90 and my right stick max is also on 90, and then these two are on 0 as well. So make sure you copy that if you want my settings exact. And then I'm going to show you my aiming setting. I would say this is the most balanced sensitivity. You get a bit of both worlds. It's not too fast and it's not too slow, and I see a lot of pros running in this sense, so I recommend giving it a go. For the sensitivity in multiplayer, I've just got all this on one. I haven't really messed around with this. The ADS sensitivity in multiplayer, this actually does come in handy. I'm going to show you guys how you can edit this now. So what you want to do, guys, from this page, scroll down a bit until you see custom sensitivity per zoom. Turn this off and then go back to the top, and now you can see this is actually unlocked. By default, I think this is on like 1.10. If you put it just to 1, this was actually the MW3 settings. So before like they changed like the ADS, because you notice as well, it might have felt like it was harder to aim on this game. This is probably why. Make sure this is on 1, and then once this is back to 1, go back to custom sensitivity per zoom and then turn that back on again. Trust me, this will make the difference. For vertical aim axis, I've just got all this on standard out, messed around with that. Tactical stance, you ain't going to be using this on rank, just have this on default. Right, aim response curve type, the best is definitely dynamic. I don't know a pro who doesn't use dynamic. And if you want to snap onto people like how I did in the intro, make sure you throw on dynamic. Okay, right, so for the ADS sense multiplier, make sure this is on 1. ADS sensitivity transition time and instant, I don't really mess around with all of this. Okay, custom sensitivity per zoom, have this on. I'm going to show you what I use. So for my low zoom and my 2 to 3 times, I have it on 0.8. And also for my 4 times, sorry, and 5 times, 0.8. Have all these 3 on 0.8 and then leave the other 3 on default. I just feel like it just gives you a bit more accuracy and you're tiny bit more precise when you're aiming. It isn't too quick. But if you are someone that wants it a bit quicker, just put it back to 1. It doesn't really matter. Right, aim assist type, I've got it on default. I heard that Black Ops was good until they nerfed it. So yeah, just run default. That's the best one at the moment. Third person ADS correction type, just put this on assist. This is default. This is default. This is default. And I'll go to gameplay now, which is the last one. So automatic attack sprint, make sure you have this on. Have this off. The slide maintain sprint, I haven't even messed around with that. Auto move forward off. Single tap sprint, make sure you have this on. And by the way, guys, this setting is really good as well, because you can just, if you push the stick forward, it will put you into attack sprint if you don't know what that is. So I recommend having that on. I've already mentioned single tap, make sure you have that on. Right, grounding mantle. So this is basically when you're like near an object and say you're jump shotting someone, it's going to automatically mantle you over the object. So make sure you have this off. Automatic airborne mantle, I've just got it on partial. Automatic grounded mantle slash hang off. Okay, this setting's important. So slide slash dive behavior. So you're actually going to want this on slide only. The reason for this is because tap to slide or tap to dive actually gives you a delay, because the game has to basically think about whether you're going to either slide or dive. So make sure it's slide only. They recently added hybrid, so if you're someone that likes to dive still, put that on, but I really recommend slide only. It's just the best. Plunging underwater, this is just Warzone stuff, so this ain't even going to matter. Just keep it on default. Same with this automatic parachute behavior. I've just got mine off, but if you're someone that plays Warzone, I would have this off. Sprinting door bash, have that on. Ledge climb behavior, mantle only. Aim down sight behavior, yep. Hold. Chain zoom activation, make sure this is on sprint tactical / sprint focus. All of this is just default, so default, default, default. Don't even mess around with any of this. This is all default. Interact / reload behavior, I've got mine on tap to reload. If you want to be very flashy though, I would have prioritize interact, where you can just basically click square on anything and anything will just, you can interact with anything with just with the click of a button. But I've got mine on tap to reload because I feel like sometimes if there's a lot of guns about, you can accidentally pick stuff up and sometimes it can be annoying. So I've just got mine on tap to reload. This is just all Warzone. I would go apply all though, but it doesn't really matter. Yeah, all of this just all default. Right guys, I'm going to get into the color settings now and show you all the graphics that I use. Right guys, I was looking forward to this part. So for the details and textures, on-demand texture streaming, have this off because this actually does use some of your internet. So if you're someone that doesn't have the best connection, make sure you have that off. I've got mine off anyway, even though my internet is decent. World motion blur, you want this absolutely off. Same with weapon motion blur, turn that off. Film grain all the way to 0. Depth of field off. Fidelity FX cast, make sure you have this on. Put this to 100. Eco mode, make sure this is off just to save a bit of your console's power. A lot of casuals will keep this on. You don't want unwanted consumption, so make sure that's off. This here, it depends what monitor you have. My monitor can actually run 120 FPS, so I've got this on. FOV, have this on 105. Don't have it on 120. You can actually lose aim assist and you don't want that, so have it on 105. Third person, this doesn't even matter. You're not going to be third person on ranked. So just have this on, it doesn't matter, default. Alright, camera movement, you want this, so at least 50% for both of these. Inverted flashbang, this just basically means instead of you seeing like the stars, you'll be seeing like this complete black screen. I actually have this on because sometimes it can be annoying, so just turn that on. Spectator camera, have game perspective. This does help you out on S&D. And all this here just depends what monitor you have. So if I go to safe area, make sure for safe area you put this to the smallest it can be. This will just make the HUD like close to your screen, so you'll be able to see everything a lot easier. So make sure you have that all the way turned down. Right, I'm going to show you the color settings now. So I'm going to go to, this will be on the interface. I'm going to show you all the color settings I use as well. So subtitles, just have this default. I mean, if you play the campaign, yeah, it's good for campaign. It ain't good for anything else. Just have that default. Minimap, make sure it's square. I think that's on by default now anyway. Compass, make sure that's on. Hit marker visuals, have that on. You want full name for player names, even though sometimes the visibility can still be very bad, but why wouldn't you have this on? Server latency, have this on. I like to see like what my ping is in the game. You don't really need the other ones, they're not useful. Connection meter just takes up too much of your screen, so server latency, just go for that. Right, I'll show you color settings now. Right guys, I'm actually going to put this on default just so I can go with you every step of the way. So for the color palette, you actually want this on custom. So for you, make sure you go to custom color, and basically what you want to do here is put the saturation all the way up, so all the way to the right, and the brightness all the way to the right. So I'm going to quickly demonstrate it here now. I'm going to show you another one, and then once you get the gist, I'm just going to basically just skip through it. So apply color, and then for the team, it's the exact same thing, custom color all the way to the right. And you basically want to do this for all of the interface element colors, so all of these. I'm going to quickly do this now, and then I'll see you guys in a bit. Right guys, one more thing I want to say as well. You see where it says white, or neutral, sorry, not white? Make sure, because you can't put the saturation up, just put it all the way to the left, but the brightness, still put that up. Right, for the squad member, so you want to click square here, so another tab comes up. You basically just want to do the exact same thing, so I'm going to quickly do this for you now. Right guys, once you've done that, make sure the color filter is actually on filter 2. This will give you the most like vibrant one. Make sure this is on both as well, the color filter target. And then world color intensity, have this all the way to 100, and this will basically make your game look like how mine did in the little preview at the start. So yeah, that's it for color and graphic settings. Right guys, I'm going to show you my audio settings now. So audio mix, have this on headphone bass boost. I know this is very OP on MW2. I don't know about this game, but this is what I'm currently using at the moment. For master game volume, click square onto this. I'm going to show you what you want. So gameplay music volume, have this all the way down. This sometimes it's too loud and it's just irritating to hear. Dialogue volume, have this on 50. Sometimes the characters are far too loud. Effects volume, this needs to be 100. Cinematic music volume, I mean, this is just the music you're going to hear in the background. Oh, you can hear it now. I'm just going to have mine on 6. War tracks, this is just for like Warzone when you're in vehicles and stuff. It ain't going to matter. So I've just kept mine on default. Voice chat, this is personal preference, just depends on your mic. If you use the game chat. Open mic sensitivity, this just depends on your mic. All of this is just default. This setting here, reduce tinnitus sound. This is basically, say you get stunned, you hear that like ringing noise. This is just basically means if you have this on, it will be like, it won't be as loud. Basically, that's all it is. Juggernaut music. This is just all stuff to do with Warzone. It ain't gonna matter. Keep all of this on default. Just make sure this setting here is on. And I'm gonna show you one more bonus setting as well. So if you're on console, PS5 specifically, I would recommend having this off. You will bump into less cheaters, and the games will just be a lot better experience. So I would have this off. If you're on Xbox though, see, I'm not sure about Xbox, but I know last year on MW2, it was hard to find the game. So I don't know about Xbox, but for PS5, you can definitely run it with crossplay off. And the good thing about PS5 is there's literally no cheaters now because there's no more Cronuses. And obviously you can't get walls and that on PS5. So yeah, I would have this off. Sometimes I do have this on, it just depends on how I'm feeling. Right guys, if you found any of the settings helpful and if it does amplify your game, make sure to drop a comment and give me your feedback. But yeah guys, that's it for the video. I'll see you guys in the next one.